Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to FabScraps card making tutorial number 34. Now we're going to make a gorgeous card using the Wanderlust collection, which is the newest collection from FabScraps. It is unavailable, however, just at the moment because of global events. As you'll appreciate, it's one of those things. The collection came out, there was no stopping it, but unfortunately you can't get hold of your Fab-Boxes. But I do have top tips, and that's tips I said, because you might have collections in your stash that you want to use, and it'll give you some ideas of how to use it. So everything I do use, I shall put in a detailed list on my blog, plus lots of extra photos, so check it out, it's worth it. Our card today is going to use a base of a 7x5 inch card. This is just an ivory cardstock. I've found that the ivory goes well with the Wanderlust collection. I've already used a handmade by stamp on the back, and I've added my name and Fab34 because that's what card making tutorial it is for FabScraps. I'm using my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice crease along the edge of my card, to make sure it looks nice and professional when it's on a mantelpiece. So as always, we're going to create the inside first. Now I think for anybody who's a glamper, you are going to love this card. I think it's ideal to send to anybody that might be a camper, a tenter, an adventurer, a traveller, just to lift their spirits, because obviously at the moment things are up and down. We can't get where we want to go, and it's just nice to let them know that you're thinking of them. Eventually they will get on their travels or their adventures. So the first thing that I've done is I've taken a piece of ivory cardstock and I've inked the edges with a distress ink, and I've cut the layer to be 6.8 by 4.8 inches. I've got double-sided tape on the back, and I'm just simply adding it into the centre of our card. Then I've taken some, now these were actually offcuts from last week on one of the sentiment strips that I used, and I thought I'm not wasting them. So you can see where it's torn. You remember I used the Happy Camper sentiment. So this is kind of like from the back of a cardstock that I used the Happy Camper sentiment from when I stamped it. So what I've done is I've cut the strip, and I've just got two of the glasses, and I'm going to add these roughly to either side of the card. I'm going to try and get them fairly central to each other. Hopefully that might be in line. There we go. So it just goes to show you don't have to throw away some of those scrap bits. And then I've just used a frame die, and I've used one of the stamps just in my stash to say congratulations, and flat tape on the back. So this could be a congratulations on your trip card when we're all out of hibernation. I'm just going to add that through the centre, and that covers the edges of the two glasses at either side, so it makes it look like we've got a border strip. And then the full border strip itself that's included in the Wanderlust collection, we can add to the bottom of our card like that, and that just ties that in nicely. It's going to work really well with the front. So we've got a nice panel for our to and from. We've got some extra space as well if we want to write a longer message, and beautiful tropical colours, because today's card is going to be a tropical paradise. Perfect for glampers. That's me. Not a camper, a glamper. If it doesn't have 5 stars, I don't do it. And I am joking there, but you know what? That'll give my friend a laugh. Anyway, so the base of the front of our card, after we've used our bone folder, because we want to make sure that crease is nice and sharp, I've used some of the plain cardstock that's included in the Wanderlust collection. I've just got flat double-sided tape on the back of it. I'm going to peel that away, and I have used the entire layer. I haven't tried to be frugal. I'm very wasteful today, so hey ho. And I'm just going to press that down. Again, I've cut that to 6.8 by 4.8 inches to make a nice layer inside our card. My next layer is from the Wanderlust collection itself, and I've cut it with the actual design on the front to sit purposely at one side of our card. So you see how I mean it's totally tropical with our gorgeous coconuts, our sunglasses, our long drink, our palm trees. You just transport it to a desert island and you can just imagine the sea lapping up against your toes and the heat and the, oh, what would all give, eh? So I've got this on flat tape and I'm simply going to add this over our previous layer. So that I've cut down to 6.6 by 4.6 inches, and that gives a nice border around the edge of the darker cardstock. Now what I've done is I've cut out lots of elements from the decoupage page. I've got some of the gorgeous flowers, which I'm just going to add to one side of the card, and this is kind of all about layering up. Now on the flowers on the back of them I've got 3D foam around the edge, but I've got flat tape to the bottom, so that means the heads of the flowers will sit proud and the flat tape will sit flat against the cardstock, so that'll give extra depth and texture to our card, because they'll be at different heights. Next, I've got a really funky pineapple. I've cut that out. Again, I've got flat tape at the bottom and 3D foam at the top. I'm going to slide that in roughly about there. There we go. I've then got a gorgeous strawberry. Now, I've used glossy accents on the strawberry just to highlight the actual juiciness and the redness of the strawberry, and I'm going to add that, I would say, just over the pineapple slightly. I've taken the decoupage element of the long drink, the coconut and the sunglasses. The sunglasses and the actual long drink I've used glossy accents. I've got 3D foam on the back, and I'm just going to position that over the top of the previous layer. I've also got an extra drink because I couldn't possibly go on my own, so I would need somebody to go with me, so there would be 2 drinks. That, or I would be having 2 drinks and being just greedy. So we'll pop the second drink ready for me or whoever's with me next to the sunglasses, just at the bottom. So we're creating layers. But in actual fact, there's not a lot of height because the bottom of the items were on flat tape, if you remember. It was only the edges that was on the 3D foam. Next, I've taken some of the Wanderlust cardstock in the extra cardstock packet that you get, the plainer cardstock. I've die cut the same frame that we used for the inside, and I've used some of the pearls that's included in the Wanderlust collection. I've trimmed the frame to make it slightly smaller because it was too wide for the front for what I wanted, and I've got flat tape on the back of it, and I'm simply going to position it towards the top of our card. Just going to lift the pineapple and the flower just slightly and pop it there like so. I've then taken a sentiment from the Wanderlust collection. I've used glossy accents again on the coffee, and it says Glamping, 3D foam on the back, and I'm just going to pop that over the top of our previous frame layer. Then to finish the card, I've made 2 teeny weeny little bows, and these are just from dies that I've got in my stash. And I've used the Wanderlust cardstock, and I'm just going to add the 2 bows at either side of our Glamping sentiment. There we go. And that is our card finished. So you can see how everything looks as though it's layered up, but in actual fact there's not that many layers. It's just because of the way that we've put it together over each of the items, and it just looks great, it really does. Our inside matches perfectly with our drinks. Maybe they're all soft drinks, maybe they're all non-alcoholic. So we've got our insert panel and our outside. Stands up beautifully, will definitely go on any mantelpiece. Will fit in a normal envelope. And I will take lots of photos of this one. And please check my blog, because you know what, there is lots to look at on there. If you're at a loose end, there's a lot of videos on there now. So I would just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.